Good morning, all of you. This is Nageshwar Rao, Assistant Professor of Physics, Government Degree College, Chimdarapur. In this presentation, we will discuss about modes of vibrations in a stretched string clamped at both the ends. Here, modes of vibrations is nothing but how the frequency changes in a stretched string. A string is, we know, that is a braided metal whose length is very much high in comparison to the diameter. It is flexible and elastic. If this, both the ends are clamped with some tension T, how the frequency changes in it, we will study in this presentation. So let us take in that L is the length of the rod whose ends are P and Q. It is clamped at both the ends. When we plug at its middle, perpendicular to the length, they are formed transverse waves. And at the end points, due to this clamp, the transverse waves reverse back and formed stationary waves. So due to these stationary waves, the frequency, how can we change? We will observe in this presentation. So in this case, there is a way at this point P, there is the antinode. So where molecules or maybe particles in this string cannot move, vibrate up and down, so that it is a displacement y is equal to 0. Of course, it is taken at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0, the displacement y is equal to 0. If the length is along the x-axis at q, that where the length at x is equal to L, where also molecules cannot vibrate and up and down. So here also the vertical displacement y is equal to 0. These two are called boundary conditions. So we know the general solution of the wave equation is, that is y is equal to a1 sin omega t minus kx plus a2 sin omega t plus kx plus b1 cos omega t minus kx plus b2 cos omega t plus kx. It is taken as equation 1, where a1, a2, b1 and b2 are amplitudes and omega is angular frequency, k is wave number. So when we apply these two boundary conditions, that is first boundary condition is y is equal to 0 at x is equal to 0, and the second boundary condition is y is equal to 0 at x is equal to L, we can get the required modes of vibrations. So when we apply the first boundary condition in the equation 1, then that is a1 sin omega t plus a2 sin omega t plus b1 cos omega t plus b2 cos omega t is equal to 0, because y is equal to 0 and x is also 0. Here also sin omega t and here also sin omega t. When sin omega t is taken as common, that is a1 plus a2 into sin omega t plus. Here also cos omega t and cos omega t. When cos omega t is taken as common, that is the b1 plus b2 into cos omega t, that is equal to 0. If it is 0 is nothing but we know sin omega t is not equal to 0 and cos omega t is not equal to 0. So that a1 plus a2 is equal to 0 and b1 plus b2 is equal to 0. From a1 plus a2 is equal to 0, that a2 is equal to minus a1, and from the b1 plus b2 is equal to 0, b2 is equal to minus b1. When these values, that is a2 and b2, is substituted into equation 1, that is displacement y is equal to a1 sin omega t minus kx, is a2 is replaced by minus a1 sin omega t plus kx plus b1 cos omega t minus kx. Here b2 is replaced by minus b1 cos omega t plus kx. Here a1 is taken as common, then y is equal to a1 into sin omega t minus kx minus sin omega t plus kx plus b1 into cos omega t minus kx minus cos omega t plus kx. This is like a sin a minus b minus a sin a plus b. This is nothing but minus 2 sin a 2 cos a sin b. From that y is equal to a1 is as usual. There is a sin a minus b minus sin a plus b is minus 2 cos a, that is cos omega t, sin b, that is sin kx, plus b1 into cos a minus b minus cos a plus b, that is equal to 2 sin a sin b, that is a 2 into sin omega t and sin kx. So this is the relation from the above equation, in which there is sin omega t. When we apply the second boundary condition, that is equal to y is equal to 0 and x is equal to 0. Then what happens? That is 0 is equal to minus 2a1 cos omega t sin kl, because x is replaced by l, plus 2b1 sin omega t sin kl. Of course, that is equal to 0 because displacement y is equal to 0 at x is equal to l. Of course, when we take common, that is sin kl, that is minus 2a1 cos omega t plus 2b1 sin omega t into sin kl is equal to 0. Of course, a1 and b1 are constants, and cos omega t and sin omega t never 0. So that sin kl must be 0. So if sin kl is equal to 0 is nothing but what is the value of kl? We know if kl is equal to 0, sin 0 is equal to 0, we know. That is kl we may write 0. And of course, sin pi is also 0, sin 180 degrees is 0. So that kl is replaced by pi, then sin kl value 0. And if kl 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, and so on for n pi values also, this is sin kl is equal to 0. So that kl is equal to, we may write n pi, where n may be replaced by, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Because we don't write n is equal to 0, because it shows there is no vibrations. N is equal to 0 is nothing but there is no vibration, so that we are start with n is equal to 1, that is pi. N is equal to 2, that is 2 pi. N is equal to 3, that is 3 pi, and so on. Last one is n pi. So from that kl is equal to n pi, then that l is a constant, and k is limited to discrete set of values. These are called eigenvalues. So the k may be replaced by kn, that is kn into l is equal to n pi. From that, kn is equal to n pi by l. But we know k is wave number, that is equal to 2 pi by lambda, that is multiplied and divided by nu, that is lambda nu is equal to velocity v. So that kn is equal to 2 pi nu by v. When it was substituted in the above equation, that is, we know v is equal to lambda nu, that is kn is equal to 2 pi nu by v is equal to n pi by l, where pi and pi is cancel each other. From that, frequency nu is equal to n into v by 2n, where v is the velocity of the wave, n is number, that is maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. L is the length of the string. So from this equation, we can say that frequency can have set of values depending on the n, because n have number of values, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. That is equal to number of loops in a string. If n is equal to 1, there is a shows a fundamental frequency, that is equal to v by 2l. That is shows that if n is equal to 1 is nothing but there is only one loop. N is equal to 1 is nothing but there is only one loop. That frequency is called fundamental frequency, that is equal to v by 2l. But we know v is velocity of transverse waves in a string, that is equal to square root of t by m. T is the tension and m is the linear density. So that nu1 is equal to 1 by 2l into square root of t by m. So of course, this is called fundamental frequency. If n is equal to 2, there is 2 loops like this. So these 2 loops is nothing but there is, of course, this, we know the distance between 2 nodes is lambda by 2. Here there is 3 nodes, that is here is lambda by 2. From this node to this node is lambda by 2. So that lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2, 2 lambda by 2, that is lambda. So for these 2 loops, the frequency nu2 is equal to, that is 2v by 2l, that is equal to 2 by 2l into square root of t by m. But we know 1 by 2l into square root of t by m is nu1. That is, this is nu2 is equal to 2 nu1. This is called first overtone. So from this equation, we may say that the first overtone is equal to twice of the fundamental frequency. And if n is equal to 3, it is nothing but there is 3 loops. Such frequency is called third overtone, second overtone, or third harmonic. So there is a three loops formed like this. So this is lambda by 2, this is another lambda by 2, this is another lambda by 2. So that L is equal to 3 lambda by 2. So that from this the frequency mu3 is equal to 3 into V by 2m. But we know V is equal to square root of T by m, from that 3 mu 1. This is called second overtone. This is equal to 3 times of the fundamental frequency. Similarly, for there is n loops, that is nth frequency, that is mu n is equal to nv by 2l. Of course, this is the equation for the frequency of the such string in force. So from the above equations, the ratio between fundamental frequency and overtones, mu1 is to, mu2 is to, mu3 is to, mu4 is equal to 1 is to, 2 is to, 3 is to, 4 is to, and so on. Thank you.